Welcome back. We can talk all we want about AWS and Lambda, but without actually coding it and seeing it live, we're not going to fully understand it. So let's talk about what our plan is with AWS and Lambda, what we're going to do, so that way we can start implementing it. Now, I want to give you a heads up, and I want you to follow along here as you're doing this exercise, because AWS has something called a free tier. That is, it gives you their services for free to try them out. Now, in here, you can see that they have S3 with 5 gigabytes per month that they allow you, and EC2 and other options, but also AWS Lambda. They allow you 1 million free requests per month. So you can try this exercise, you won't pay any money, and as long as you have less than 1 million requests per month, which if you're just developing and playing along, I'm sure that's more than enough. So I recommend that you sign up so you can follow along and test it out yourself. It is unbelievably easy when you get started with Lambda. Once you figure out the configuration, it is so nice and so fun, and there's so many things that you can do. I recently built a bot that sends me a text message anytime there's a notification that I'm interested in with Bitcoin. And I get a text message because AWS Lambda has been told that every 30 minutes, I want you to check some price of Bitcoin. Things like that become super, super easy with AWS. Now, I recommend you create an account and take advantage of this free tier. And once you log in, you'll have something like this, your dashboard. And within the dashboard, you can ask for any AWS service. You can do DynamoDB, you can do S3, you can do CloudFront that we've talked about, but we're interested in Lambda. And you just click on the service that you want and actually gives you a dashboard. You see that I already have a few things over here. But to show you how easy it is to create a function, well, I can just name it test, or what should we name this actually? Well, let's go back to our app and see what we want to build. If I go to my app, let's say that we want to add a ranking system as Bruno requested. Perhaps based on the number of entries that you have, you get a little badge here that says, you're a rocket badge or you're a teddy bear badge, whatever it may be. And we want to have that being updated through a function that lives in Amazon Lambda. So let's just create that. I'm going to just call it Rankly, just because all the popular names end in Lee apparently. And we'll use Node.js. I think the latest version of Node that they have, you can see what programming languages you can use. Looks like they have Node 8.10, so let's do that, latest version of Node. And you also have to do something called roles, which we're going to talk about. But for now, just for demonstration purposes, I'm going to just pick a random role, click create function, and that's it. We've created our Lambda function, and all we need to do is actually write our function in here. And once we're done, we're going to get an endpoint, a URL that we can access and trigger this function. And we can write our function in here, but I'm going to show you a better way to implement our ranking system. You see, instead of writing it here and figuring out all the configuration that exists, because this is constantly going to change. This dashboard is always going to get changed, and maybe when you watch this video, this won't actually look like this. And you don't really want to worry about configuration. You just want to write code. And for this, we're going to be using a tool called Serverless that really helps us out. But I wanted to show you, regardless, how easy it is to create a function in here. All right, so we want to create a ranking system here that, based on the number that we have of entries, updates our little badge. Well, to get started, we need a tool called Serverless. And Serverless looks like this. The name is a little bit off because the package name is Serverless, but it helps with what we call serverless architecture, which Amazon provides. Now, the name Serverless is actually a little bit deceiving, because keep in mind that serverless doesn't actually mean you still don't have a server. It just means that you don't have to worry about scaling and all the things people used to do back then to manage the server. Amazon does that for you. And I put 2 logos on here because Serverless recently updated their logo. So if you see both of these, it's the same thing. Now, Serverless allows us to deploy Amazon Lambda functions really, really easily from our command line. And we don't have to worry too much about going to their dashboard and configuring everything by hand, and that's never fun. It's better when we're coding and using our terminal. So we're going to do that. In the next video, we're going to install Serverless, get started, but I do recommend that you get a free tier for Amazon Lambda and follow along because it's going to be a lot of fun. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.